welcome back. Another full-length episode. Getting out, getting away for episode 8. This time going to the Edward River. Flows from the Murray River past near Echuca, Barmer, up through Fowler. I'll get the hang of that before the end of the trip though. Up to Deniliquin and west, but we're heading to the Murray River National Park at Fowler. On the Edward River there to go for away for 2 nights. It's a long weekend, New South Wales. I got Monday off. I'll be coming home on Sunday, but yeah, getting away for 2 nights, heading on Friday night now. As you can see, the forecast doesn't look good for today, mainly 10 to 20 mil of rain expected, and they haven't had that yet, so looking at the radar, there are some real dark rain clouds coming. As I say that, the spits on the windscreen right about now, so this isn't going to be real good starting the trip, but left the swag and everything at home, sleeping in the back again. Done it all over summer, so if it's going to piss down rain, it can rain all at once, and I'll be nice and warm and dry in the back of the canopy. But not so cold at nights, so I don't have the diesel heater. Shouldn't need it. So famous last words. But got me kicked sleeping bag. They're fantastic in the cold stuff anyway. I've been down to the zeros and that, and haven't been cold at all. So we'll keep on moseying up the road here. It's looking pretty wet actually. There's a couple of big rain bands coming through, so the wind's blowing the clouds pretty quick, so it shouldn't last too long, but yeah, get down the radio a bit more and see what happens. So here we are, we're heading up the lower river road between Tokamal and we're heading sort of towards Deniliquin, but picked a real good road. I won't be coming back this way because it's that bloody soft. It's had that much rain on it. Sort of putting along doing 90, but yeah, not a fan of this road whatsoever. If it was dry it'd be good, but every now and then you get a soft spot that just wants to tow you towards the table drain. So we'll keep on moseying up here. We're going to turn off this air quotes main road in a minute and head in the back way to Mafowra. So let's hold off, keep our fingers crossed that we're going to be able to get through here. We've just had some big storms come through and probably dumped an inch of rain on us, so it's yeah, fair bit of water laying around. Here we are, following mate to the Edward River campsite. A bit of water laying around, but the river over here running high, obviously because of all the rain we've had. Look at the radar, it's just about gone, so luckily the fires kept going the whole time, but yeah, got a bit of a high spot here to camp on. Luckily going to be in the back of the ute, so it can rain all at once, I don't really care. Yeah. Cockies, hope hopefully not here in the morning, otherwise it's going to be loud. There's no sleep with the earplugs in anyway, so it's yeah. Had the rack in for a little bit now. Been sleeping in the bed. Used it all during winter. I was going to throw the swag in, but I thought, oh, if it rains, better off playing in the back. So yeah, in tonight and nice and dry, snug as a bug in the back. I've got a new toy. Although I didn't get to do any trips last year or last season on my DR650, it sold and I ended up picking up this a couple of weeks ago. It's a Benelli 502 500cc. It's the largest selling adventure bike in Italy and is now owned by China. So, like most things, it's Chinese built. No big hassle with that, but yeah, do a walk around. Start in the front, like my other spotlight videos, I'll go a bit of a walk around. It had road tyres on it. It's ex-demo bike, 2020 model. Had 500 k's on the clock. Got it for a real good bargain with the panniers on it, which we'll get to in a minute. Being a 2020 model, it's the last one with ability to turn ABS on and off. 2021 onwards, it's all going to be, you got ABS and that's it. And after trying the other day on a bit of dirt stuff, trying to use the brakes with the ABS, I'm glad I can turn that off because it's you're not stopping. So yeah, got the road tyres off, got these put on. Cost about 540 bucks fitted. Basically, what are they? Train Masters, where's a brand? Oh, they're Goodyear. Anyway, or Toyo. Trail Masters, they're an 80-20 tyre, so plenty of tread for off-road, getting your grip, but still not being too noisy and aggressive for the asphalt. Recent additions, put some fog lights on the side. Checking a couple of the groups. I've used these lights before, work lights on the ute or whatever else, and I know they throw out a nice wide beam, but they're not real spotlighty. Although there's a few people on the Facebook groups that reckon they do light up pretty well on the road in the dark. So I've got them on now. Mainly wanted to get it all wired up, so make sure that's all right. See how they go. If I do need something with more of a spot, I haven't driven at night yet, so I don't even know what the headlights are like. Again, having two lights there instead of just the one on the old DR and a globe. I'm hoping the night penetration's a lot better, especially since I'm going to be riding this to work a lot of the time at 4 o'clock in the morning. So there either side. I'll bring you down here and show you one issue I do have with it. So if we go down under the front, oil filter, a couple of sensors there, I'm going to say oil pump as well, all sitting right at the front ready to be knocked off. They've only been making bash plates up for the 2019 models, nothing after it so far. The V-Stroms, a lot of the other adventure bikes all have that sort of stuff at the front too, and you do need to get a bash plate on there to cover it up, so it's not just a Chinese Benelli thing. A lot of adventure bikes do have that issue, so that's number one. Probably gonna have to go to an engineer or something and get some alloy bent up with some lugs just to bolt onto this crossbar here, and maybe up behind the pegs there somewhere, just so just to protect the front end from anything those tyres are going to flick up. I do remember riding the DR which had similar tyres on it around in the bush. Every now and then you get that ding ding of rocks getting thrown up and hitting the bash plate, so that's another thing that I have to get done pretty soon. Moving towards the back with the 500cc, you got a 6-speed manual transmission there as well, which is good. Plenty of gears. Panniers, as I said earlier, these come on the bike. About $1,500–1,600 worth in here. It did have a top box on it as well, which is only a little lock box. I was always going to put one of these RJ bags back on. It's adjustable, 47 litre. You undo a couple of zips and it can go up and double its carrying capacity. So that was always something I was going to put back on a bike when I got one. Got them from a motocross shop in Brisbane for about $179, so that was pretty good. Waterproof. There is a little zipper down the bottom where you can take out a rain cover and put over it if you're going to be getting in the wet stuff, but they are said to be waterproof. But yeah, back to the Givi panniers. What's it say on the inside? I thought it had, oh, there you go. They're a 36 litre pannier and good for 10 kilos, so plenty of room in there. I've just got gloves in there at the moment, but plenty of room in there. And the other bonus, 2 little clips. Yep, just 2 little clips. And then you got an esky, work bag, whatever else, you can take it into work. So that's really good. You're not undoing bolts like I was with the DR and the Tusk panniers. So you'll see how easy it is to put back on. Oh, yeah, clip when you're off and racing. So that is one good thing. Because they're insulated, you can use one as an esky, use the other one for your cooking gear and clothing. And then I've got room there, being a 2-seater too, that you can roll the swag across the back. So there's going to be a lot more adventures coming up where I'm only on this thing going out for a night on the road somewhere. Big back tyre on the back, plenty of grip, 80/20 as well. The RJ bag and the panniers. Not much else. Everything else is stock on it. Between this, which is the 502C, and the 502X, which is the off-road version or the more adventure bike. There's only a couple of differences. 19mm front rim instead of a 17 that's on this. You got a center stand, and the exhaust actually comes up above the swing arm, unlike this one where it's down in front of the back wheel. I haven't seen any of them adventure bikes with panniers on the back, so I don't know how they go getting over the exhaust. It's probably a work in progress, getting sort of newer stuff done for them. But yeah, not a lot else. Wanting to get a GPS or something, or get some phone mounts up on the front bar here. It's good having a lot bigger front window. Keeps a lot of that sort of air, wind off your face while you're riding. And yeah, what else is there? 20 litre tank. They reckon it's good for about 500 k's, which would be about 5 litres to 100, the same as what the no, it wouldn't. It'd be less. It'd be 4 litres to 100. So a little bit better than what the DR was doing. Of course, 650 over to 500. Being a side-by-side twin, not a V-twin, whatever you call it, 2-cylinder motor in as well, which they reckon are pretty bulletproof. So it's due in for its first service, which will be at about 1700 k's. Until then, a little bit restricted. I can't really go over 5.5 grand on the speedo. Just letting the motor settle itself. So once that's done and I can achieve highway speed, I'll be getting away and doing some more. But and the seats are a lot comfier on this too than they are on the DR. You got a lot more of a couch on this. So so yeah, that's the won't need them since it's starting to rain. The new bike, the new Steed, going to take me on some new places. Pretty much do them all in the in the patrol anyway, but something different. Want to be able to get out, do some night trips, that sort of thing. So now this rain's here. Head off. Oh. Don't forget to put the stand up. Fuel pump. Get out there and see a bit of Australia. day 2, sad day. She's a little bit better weather than what we had yesterday. For all the rain, ended up getting 37 mils of rain, just over about 1.5 inches, just here in the campsite yesterday. So now, not too many clouds in the sky. River's flowing a little bit dirtier than what it was yesterday too, because all that flow coming back in from upstream. But yeah, cracking weekend, glorious spot. Edward River Bridge campground, just for under 10 k's out of Mafalra in southern Victoria, just south of Deniliquin. So got a long weekend. I think Labor Day, New South Wales, long weekend. So packed up and got into the bush. A lot of this is all just wetland. It's all flooded most of the year, especially when the water's right up like this. So a lot of the camps on this side of the Murray River, which is I think it's Murray River National Park, a lot of the gates to the campsites are locked because it's just too wet in there. People get bogged or have too much fun and make a mess. But yeah, this campground, one on the other side of the Edward River, because they've got nice good hard surfaces in for the roads, toilet facilities, that sort of stuff, they've left them open. So yeah, cracking spot. So get the drone up, have a look at what's going on from the air. There's a kayak launching pontoon a little bit upstream for disabled people, so there must be some sort of kayak club or something in town. They come out and use the facilities there. Cockies, plenty of cockies still. You'll get that along the Murray River and everywhere in between. So, yeah, I'm gonna go sit down, get the drone up and enjoy the sunshine now the rain's gone. Must say that all this water laying around, I don't know how I'd like camping here over summer. Surprised mosquitoes are all out at home already. They don't seem to be out here just yet, but as you see from the air, there is plenty of water laying around. Of course from the rain a couple of weeks ago, but normally they start to come out now. But one good thing about this spot too, they're long drop toilets. There's one at the main entrance, a lot bigger one, and this one here, I think there's a couple more further in camp as well. But just a simple long drop. Surprisingly it doesn't smell in here either. Bang, and the gravity feed water, wash your hands. So Yeah, tap on, turn off. Come on. Stop. Stop. It's just makes camping so much easier when councils do this sort of stuff. They saves a lot of idiots not using shovels and going behind trees and leaving toilet paper everywhere. But yeah, cock is still screeching. They'll do that all day. Luckily I didn't do it this morning, but good thing with it being such hard ground too, like all your little tracks like that, normally when I back home you get people in four-wheel drives, not just four-wheel drives, I won't paint everyone with that brush, but idiots in cars going where they shouldn't, going off the main thoroughfares and that, making a mess. But the ground seems to be pretty hard and sandy here, so there doesn't seem to be too many big potholes anywhere. As you see, I come in two-wheel drive, bus come in here as well, so it's a good spot whether you're in a van, car, bus, caravan, and all that. Big gum tree, straight gum tree. You can see why, especially up towards Benelli and that, a lot of the forests like these are logged for firewood and that, just good straight poles. Like them ones over there. One tree would do me a firewood season at least. Maybe one in a bit. Plenty of timber. Out of winter now, so hopefully no more fires at home. Worry about camping and not having to get firewood on the weekend. And as you're coming off the main road, New South Wales, because of COVID and everything else, you have to have book the camps and all that sort of stuff. But you come in, use one of the camps there. That's why we were going to go to Benelli, but got a phone call during the week that that campground and whole park there on the river's locked up because of COVID. So it worked well. That way we'll be able to come to a different spot, not get there and have to get turned around last minute. So yeah, a little bit of water laying around still. It'll dry up. It'll go by today. By the end of the day, after this sun up. Well, you might recognise the spot once again in one of my favourite spots to visit, up in the hills. If a day out on the bike, or it might be time to pull over and have a feed. So we're just going to be cooking up some snags. Same thing, frying pan, little gas cooker as well, and yeah, sausages and sausage and onion, and between some bread for some lunch. So I'll get it all set up and we'll get cooking. Hopefully the wind goes away so it actually cooks, but first up we'll get our onions in there. Good thing about having everything frozen before you go out, it adds as a sort of ice pack for your cooler box as well, even though I've just got one of the little lunchbox ones in there, but I've got a fork somewhere. There it is. Might take that too. The other good thing, when you freeze onion, it sort of softens it all up straight away, so you really don't have to cook it as long as you would if it was fresh onion, and still having that tart, that real crunchy onion anyway. Go down a little bit. Cooking snags is going to be one of the easiest things you do when you're out in the bush. I sort of touched on a little bit in season 1 when I was showing off the little butane cooker I had. This isn't it. This is another one. This has got a bigger head and wider arms just for a bigger hot plate. But I could have easily used that one on this as well. But because those onions won't need much, I'll get them over to one side a bit. Let's go get our sausages in and get them started. These are just a thin beef sausage from the butcher. While sometimes I will have the thicker ones, or the ones that have already got flavours and that added to them, they're not the best for camping or cooking like this, because they can often take a while to cook, and 9 times out of 10 whenever I cook them they end up getting cut in half anyway, just to cook all the way through, because you don't want raw. Even though there's nothing wrong with it, you don't want to eat raw sausage, half-cooked sausage, so get a little bit more oil for that. Never let your snags go dry. A little bit of oil, too much oil, no such thing. Make sure they're always lubricated, and you can so they don't stick, because that's the first way you can burn them. Second way you can burn them is if you try and rush. Medium heat, yes, you might be in a hurry or whatever else, but it's gonna be worse in the long run if you rush and cook your snags. So yeah, and I know we're cooking sausages, it's not that hard, but trust me, there's a lot of people that don't know how to do them. So just gonna let that keep on going there like that for a minute. Keep moving that onion around so it doesn't stick to the bottom, burn to the bottom, especially since it's been there for the longest. Give it a flip. Ideally tongs would be the best for this. I've just put a kitchen set together for the bike, but tongs wasn't part of it for some reason. I don't know why. It will have to be added to the list. So there's nothing get dirt on it. Put this away. Just going to move it over now so most of the snags are on the hot plate element. That egg, oh, I keep on calling it egg for, it's clearly onion. That onion's nearly done, so. One of the easiest things when you are doing snags, always do the opposite turn. So started there, do a 180 and do the other side, let that cook. And then when that's done, go over and do your sides. Just that way, you do an opposite side, so if they do start curling up or whatever with the skins going tight, it doesn't create a problem. Just about there. Rightio, they're looking pretty good now. Just get your colour on them, a little bit of crispiness, biggest ones, just check the ends and make sure there's no redness there or anything. That'll normally tell you if you undercooked it. So, slice of bread, onion on the bottom, onion on the top. No real preference. Apart from I should turn that gas off. Like that. Sizzle, sizzle. You'll never get me carrying a bottle of sauce around the motorbike. There's no way. That's got pain written all over it. Might be able to get some little satchel ones or whatever to have sauce with you, but like pies, bacon, eggs, whatever else, if you've got good ingredients that taste good, you shouldn't need sauce with them. So bit hot. So that's it. Even though there's been a couple of cuts in the film, probably 6 minutes. Cook it up. A minute either side to set up and pack down. Get your gear back on and get on the road again. So I'm going to finish this. I'm going to go out and hopefully do a little bit more riding before the rain gets here. So happy travels. Morning. Morning sunshine. Oh shit. I probably should give you an update on this. I don't know if you can see it, so I'll just turn the lights on. Chain it up. Might get a little bit bright. Morning sunshine. So this, I'll try to reveal too much. When you roll on your side, just enough clearance. When I first had it in here, there wasn't. You'd roll over and my hip was getting stuck under that. So on that leg, I just cut another bit off, about 20-30 mil, put under the leg and lifted that corner up and lifted it up where it bolts onto the fridge. So that gets me a bit of ground clearance, a bit extra, and it's just enough. This mattress I got for about $10 off Marketplace, and it's very, like the high density ones are the hardest ones. It's very hard, so I might be swapping it out for a 10cm swag mattress or something, because it's hard. But, sun's semi out. It's about 8 o'clock. The other problem I got, I'll grab the camera. Here's the condensation. You can definitely see it there above the fridge. I had the vent open, but closed it when the sun started pouring in here this morning. I was thinking about getting a little 2kW diesel heater and mounted in here permanently, just to have go for a little bit. But it's sort of coming out of winter now. It's not going to be a problem for much longer, so yeah. It hasn't rained since Friday, which has been good. Seen a bit of wet weather go around us, but hasn't happened here. So anyway, I think it's coffee time. Time for a coffee. Alright, coffee time. So, updates on the stove. The igniter's stopped working, so I've got to use something else to ignite it. this being the $99 Champion one on special. I was in at Kmart last week, and Kmart now have exactly the same version, $49. $49. So, well, I'll keep on using this one for water. I think I'm going to get a second one just for heating meals and that on the motorbike. So I've never been a fan of heating meals and something like that, then trying to boil water, because you're going to have that taste, burntness if you burn the shit out of it, all that sort of stuff. So the coffee and sugar I take with me, I just refill that. I've got one of the big tins at home. It lasts me about 5 months. Plastic spoon as always, burn it, rubbish, whatever, no dishes. Been here for the whole weekend, and that's my dishes. So we'll wait for this to cook, boil. That's just about done. Spread out, try and make some room. Shit everywhere. Into the fridge. Instead of taking litres of milk away with me, I like to just tap into the milk in the fridge at home. The local $2 shop just had these little bottles of milk, bottles of plastic in there, water, milk, whatever. But you yeah, it's gonna come up. Oh, I've already had 2 coffees out of that, so that's a 500ml bottle. You can probably get a 250ml bottle or something smaller. So, fishing hasn't been real good. Lots of little trout cod. Recommendation over Facebook was to use dim sims. Don't have dim sims. So, we'll give it till lunchtime before we pack up and get out of here, but doesn't look good on the fishing front. So, put the milk back in there. Fridge closed. Coffee. Off to the fire. Let's see what everyone else is up to. Ah, it's always sad. Always sad to pack up and leave a spot, but it's there's a heap of rain coming, so we're getting out of here while we can. Even though normally if you can get set up, it shouldn't matter if it's raining or not. Get a shelter up, cheap blue tarp, stuff like that. You can get up between a couple of trees and be able to sit under it, roll your swag out under it, whatever else. And if it gets packed up wet, then it doesn't matter. They're only 10-15 bucks or whatever from Bunnings or Kmart. Like the last one I got was from Kmart. So get the vehicle management system started. Okay, my phone. So yeah, well, I think I've left myself enough room to get around. Oh. Yeah. So even it's a complete rabbit warren of campsites in here. There's not as many by the water's edge, and a lot of the places the water's edge been bollarded off a good 2 or 3 metres back. I'm guessing idiots have either fallen over into the bank or tried to launch boats or whatever and done damage to the bank, so they've blocked a lot of the waterside access off, but you can still camp next to those bollards 3 or 4 metres off the water and still have your fire on the other side of the bollards, chairs and all that. So I'll go in here for a look. There's people on the jetties, so I won't go over there, but Again, big spot here, your main picnic area when you come in. Spot there for all the wheelchairs to get unloaded out of the vans and that. The pontoon over there. You got another long drop here. There's electric toilets, all your picnic sort of tables and that. So good spot even if you're just passing through and not staying the night. Pull in and have a go. Like everything else in the area, like you've seen when we done the Cameron Corner trip, they're doing all the rusty statues, sculptures, that sort of thing near everywhere as well. So long drop there. There's that other long drop further in there, the only two we found on this side of the river anyway, so it is a bonus having a toilet nice and close like that. Information board there. A lot of things to see and do in the area. They have on the board there. Use this place or somewhere else as a camp spot, and then just go out and visit all the other areas, other locations. So yeah, one good thing. Last night went into the Mafaura. I don't know what that is. Be a centre bearing. Ah, no, because these have got the handbrake on the tail shaft. Like that sand and shit from the track coming in yesterday or Friday. It's got stuck in there. So that's what it sounds like, shit in the drum. Anyway, went into the Bowls Club. Because they often have so many people camping out here, they were more than happy to send the courtesy bus out. And talking to the driver last night, he's out here all the time picking people up from the front gate. So they're on Facebook, they've got a website, look for them and come out camp. If you want to not do the camp cooking for a night, bring the courtesy bus, they'll take you in. Bistro's normally open from 6 till 8:30 unless it's a bit quieter last night, so they closed it at 8. But great feed, big plate of food, cooked well, so definitely worth stopping in there, get a feed. But I think that's everything for the Edward River Bridge campsite. Hopefully I get home in one piece. Mafaura itself, it's weird, 2016 census, 938 people living here, population count, 2 pubs and the bowling club as well, Bowls Club, which is massive. It's probably a 200 plus seat restaurant club, so a lot in town for the population, which seems to be a New South Wales thing. In Victoria, a lot of your little towns, even towns around 1,000 people population, still only have the one pub, post office and general stores normally the thing. But Ampol or Caltex now service station as well. Nice hot rod there. Not a lot else here. Picnic Point Caravan Park's back out past where the Edward River runs into the Murray River. As I said, it's all bush camping, massive area. You got Murray Valley National Park on the north of the Murray, and where we were there, which is locked up for most of the year because they do controlled flooding in there for environmental flows and whatever, which has pretty much killed the Murray crayfish population in the area, unfortunately. But on the south side of the Murray, we've got the Barmah State Forest, Barmah National Park. So as you've seen, well, the long weekend in New South Wales. Yes, it was wet on Friday, but didn't rain at all yesterday, and rain's coming in. It'll be after lunch today. So air quotes, one of your busiest weekends of the year, and there was even spots next to the river still available in there. So it'd be a good little one to just duck off for a weekend. Plenty of timber on the ground if you want to have a fire. And yeah, just get out there and have fun. really. It's all about. Not going to the same spot, your same hangout, same secret spot all the time. Yeah, I was sort of building the Rolodex of different spots where we go camping, and if you do a trip somewhere, you can look back and go, right, yeah, well, I'm going past here, 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 and here. Why not spend the night at one of the spots? You know pretty much what the go is. And, yeah, makes not having to book for accommodation a hell of a lot easier. I knew it was here somewhere. It's been moved, but the unit on a pole, I'm not going to be able to see much of it. Oh, I knew it was in town here somewhere. So back in Deniliquin, fuel and food. Been heading up the long paddock, much the same as seen in the first episode of Cameron Corner trip. Here we are back on the Edward too. Where's that noise again? Edward comes all the way up here and heads west, but Deniliquin saw your last stopover of your major town before you get into the real outback. So of course, they've got the Deniliquin Ute Muster here, which is a big event once a year. They've got the RAF Air Force Museum as well, if you're into sort of the old planes and that sort of stuff as well up here. It's probably the northernmost place you'll find an AFL football oval outside of Victoria. Sure, it's all rugby country up here, as you know, and yeah, so we've headed up north to Deniliquin. We're going to start heading back east now to Finley, leave the Cobb Highway behind, and I think it's the Sturt's higher up. It's a highway anyway, and we're heading for Finley. Then on the Korowa and back to home. So that might nearly be it for the trip. If for something else, I'll get the camera back on, but if not, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe and all that sort of stuff on YouTube. Head over to Facebook at Benelli Adventure and continue discussion over there, where I'm sort of posting up photos of my trips, ute builds, all that sort of stuff as well. And of course the bongo van build is continuing, so head over and do that, and yeah, catch us later.